Now on Coast TV News.
School board selection, we break down Election Day in Delaware and the key races in Sussex County. Waiting for representation, people in Lewis and Milton want to know if they will have a voice in Delaware's General Assembly this week.
This is Coast TV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Elisa Weber and welcome to Coast TV News Midday. Our top story this morning. Today is Election Day for school boards all across Delaware. There are 11 school districts across the state with people heading to the polls today. For Milford, Delmar, Laurel, and Seaford, there are no contested races in those districts, so an election is not necessary. But there are two contested races in the Cape Henlopen School District. Incumbent Bill Collick is challenged by Chris Lovinguth for the at-large seat. And in District C, that includes parts of Lewis, Midway, and Point Southwest. 3 candidates are on the ballot. They are Patty Mall, Laura Parsons, and Andy Lewis. And Cape is one of 3 districts in Sussex County with a contested race. And for Indian River, District 1, that is an area that includes Georgetown. Incumbents Lisa Briggs and Kelly Klein are being challenged by Derek Booth. In Woodbridge, Timothy Banks and Latoya Harris are on that ballot. And for elections like these, we have the eligibility requirements for voters. According to the Delaware Department of Elections, you must be a U.S. citizen and live in Delaware. You must be at least 18 years old, and you can only vote in the school district that you live in. And in order to vote today, there are several things people need to know. You must show proof of identity and address, which includes a Delaware's driver's license or an ID card. And if you are voting by absentee ballot, it must be at the Delaware Department of Elections by 8 p.m. Polls are open today and now until 8 p.m. And the nonprofit First Day Educate, which focuses on building the capacity of school boards, talked to us about the importance of getting out and voting today.
The people who get elected are going to make decisions for the next 4 years that will really set the course for Delaware and for our young people. So knowing who's running and having expectations of those candidates is super important.
And you can find all of that information on CoastTV.com. And we are now going to take a live look outside at Milford this morning. And our first alert meteorologist, Bob Trahey, is going to be joining us. Bob, I think the sun forgot to do its job today. That's a very eerie looking sky in Milford.
I know we were getting used to the sun there for a while, Elisa. Yeah, now it's gone. We had it on Monday, but now we're settling into a rainy pattern as we're watching the showers moving from south to north. We had some rain earlier, then a little lull across Sussex County, and now the showers are filling back in from Bridgeville down to Laurel, Delmar, Gumboro as well. Still dry on Lewis and Ocean View, but you too will start to see rain along coastal Delaware here next hour. Sinnapunxet over to Salisbury, we're seeing the showers there, as is the eastern shore. And some of these showers are moderate. If you're traveling farther south on Delmarva, we're also seeing the rain there. You can see some yellow and red areas across Virginia indicating some heavy rain as we're seeing this pipeline of moisture coming up from the Carolina coast. We have low pressure spinning to our west, and on the east side of this low, that's where we're seeing this fetch of moisture that will bring us the showers into the afternoon. Upper 60s now across many inland areas. I did see Georgetown was 70 earlier, now 69, and lower 60s at the beaches with an onshore flow, so it'll be cooler there today, and temperatures pretty much staying in the 60s as we have rounds of showers into the afternoon hours. That southeast wind picking up, and temperatures in the 60s to around 70 degrees, and at times we will see a lull in the activity, but keep the rain gear handy for the rain, which could come down heavy at times, especially tonight into early tomorrow morning. I'll talk about that and tell you how long the rain sticks around coming up in my full forecast a little bit later on.
Thank you so much, Bob. In a new week in Delaware's General Assembly, with a continuing concern, House District 20, that is the district covering parts of Lewis, Milton, and Harbison, has not had representation this entire year. It is due to Democrat Stell Parker Selby's absence. She made it known she had a medical event prior to the start of the session in January and could not attend at that time. There are 3 committee meetings scheduled in the House today, and we are waiting to see if this will be her first day in 2025 at Legislative Hall. Ocean City officials are exploring the regulation of tents and canopies on its beaches. According to documents ahead of this afternoon's mayor and council meeting, there have been complaints about the size of tents and canopies and the challenge to move around them while walking on the beach. Options for debate include banning the tents or restricting the size of the tents. And Dewey Beach's ban on certain tents is a part of the reference materials on this topic. And we went to Ocean City to see what locals thought about this possible change.
I would probably ban them so you'd have unobstructed view of the beach and not prevent people from walking down back and forth.
And the Ocean City Council will look at other beach towns to see what regulations they currently have in place. Officials will gather at 1 p.m. to consider this. And new this morning, the City of Cambridge Housing Department will be hosting an open house on Sunday. The open house will be at 636 Douglas Street. The department says this is an opportunity for people to see what quality affordable housing looks like, and that open house will run from 2 to 4 p.m. And also new this morning, some Maryland House Republicans are calling on Governor Wes Moore to veto the Next Generation Energy Act. Part of the bill states that Maryland would seek to partner with neighboring states on developing new nuclear energy generation stations. Lawmakers who are opposed say that bill doesn't offer incentives for nuclear investment in Maryland. The bill passed both chambers and now awaits Governor Moore's decision. And it hasn't been smooth sailing, or rather flying, at Newark Liberty International Airport over the past few weeks. That includes Monday night, where planes were handled by as few as 3 air traffic controllers on top of recent technical issues. CNN's John Lawrence shows us how one carrier is trying to address this situation head on.
Flying in and out of the Garden State hasn't been great.
Lately, there's been a lot of curiosity about the increase in delays and cancellations at Newark Airport.
Those travel headaches are largely from recent air traffic control outages, which in some cases led to a lack of communication between flight crews and the tower. But in a message sent to frequent flyers on Monday, United Airlines says their policies and procedures can handle any problems.
It is absolutely safe to fly. Our pilots are highly trained professionals. There are incredibly skilled teams at both United and the FAA looking after you and your flight.
United officials also praised the Department of Transportation's initial plan to update air traffic control systems nationwide and boost controller staffing.
The DOT will convene a delay reduction meeting this Wednesday with all airlines who have flights at Newark. The goal is to have a manageable number of flights land at Newark.
AAA reports more than 45 million people plan to travel at least 50 miles from home this Memorial Day weekend. While the majority of these trips will be made by car, United Airlines CEO Scott Kirby says, quote, neither the FAA nor United will ever compromise on safety. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Coming up after the break, food trucks return. Georgetown welcomes back a popular event after several years of absence. Today in Georgetown, Food Truck Tuesdays is returning after a 6-year hiatus. The pre-pandemic event is coming back to East Market Street. It hasn't been held since 2019 and was put on pause after the pandemic. The event will host food trucks on the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays of each month from May through August.
You know, when COVID hit, of course, a lot of the offices went to remote, and so now they're starting to come back to their offices, and we're trying to, get people to come back and enjoy downtown.
And Food Truck Tuesdays will be held from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Happening today in Seaford, the filing of key government posts in the city. Mayor Matt McCoy will oversee the election for vice mayor. He is also expected to appoint council liaisons. There will be a review of renaming the Chesapeake Conservancy to Oyster House Park, and that meeting will take place tonight at 7 p.m.
We're seeing the rain falling at a pretty good clip now in Cambridge on the FH Fur Camp. 66 degrees with the rain, and that continues on and off into the afternoon as the rainy pattern is underway. We can see that with more showers expected today and possibly heavy rain tonight with some storms, and showers and storms do linger the rest of the week. Good time to win an umbrella, and that's what Stanley Godlewski did from Dagsboro. Congratulations, Stanley, on your new umbrella. From Paul Davis and Coast TV, your rainy full forecast is coming up next. Today is definitely one of those days, maybe to read a book, to pop in a movie and just relax. Maybe clean the house too. I know it's one of those chores we don't like doing, but a good day to do that. It is gloomy. Got our helmet cam in Ocean View right now, 63 with showers. We'll continue with those showers on and off, and temperatures pretty much stuck in the mid-60s. Here's the culprit, an upper level low and a surface low back to our south and west, which will bring us, I think, the steadiest rain between today and Thursday. And it'll be tracking backing off to the north and east. So that means on and off showers. We could see some downpours, some thunderstorms, and maybe some heavier rain, especially as we go through the overnight into early Wednesday. As we see this area of low pressure track to our west, it's sucking up all this moisture on the southeast side, and that's why we're seeing the rain and thunder. And we are seeing the rain filling back in again across Sussex County. We did have a little lull this morning of a couple of hours where we didn't see the rain, but now it's filling back in around Georgetown, Bridgeville, back through Delmarva, Gumboro, Selbyville. So pack your patience and drive with caution. We're going to see some ponding on the roads. It's dry for the time being now in Lewis back through Ocean View, but you too will get in on the rain. We're seeing that near Cinnapunxet right now, Ocean City, and then it's wet all the way back towards Salisbury on US 50. And the Eastern Shore also seeing the showers too. So moderate showers at times. You can see how that little donut hole is beginning to fill in with the rain moving in from the south. So if you're traveling south along Delmarva down into the Norfolk area, they too are seeing the rain and storms that are extending west of D.C. right now. And there's also a warm front that's kind of agitating these showers across the Carolinas, and that will lift to the north, kind of enhancing the rain as we go into the evening hours as we're watching a low pressure back to the west. So most of the moisture, the bulk of the rain is on the east side of this system right now. So we're looking at the best rain chances today and tonight, and then a little lull as we go into Wednesday, and then another uptick in showers on Thursday. And then Friday into the weekend, I think we're looking at isolated to widely scattered showers and storms. We're looking at temperatures that have already probably peaked out. I did see 70 in Georgetown, but now we're mid to upper 60s inland areas, lower 60s at the beaches. Kind of a raw day with the southeast wind that will start to pick up as we go through the afternoon. As we're seeing the rain, could be heavy at times into the afternoon hours, becoming breezy with temperatures in the 60s. We will see some lulls in the rain too as we go into the evening hours, but then overnight we're going to see some heavier rain, some thunder embedded in this. So if you're traveling late tonight, watch for ponding on the roads and maybe some flooding. And then we're seeing a lull in the activity as we go into Wednesday morning, and maybe a little bit of sunshine Wednesday afternoon, warming us into the 70s, but still that chance of a scattered shower or a thunderstorm. And that trend continues into Thursday. It won't be raining all the time, but still unsettled and muggy Friday and even into Saturday. An isolated shower or thunderstorm is possible. Not expecting severe weather here, just a marginal chance of severe weather well to the south. We definitely could add up the rain, maybe at least an inch, maybe an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches in some places by Friday, as southeast winds are getting pretty gusty now. They'll be over 30 miles per hour through the overnight hours, especially at the beaches. So pretty breezy with this system. Otherwise, 60s to low 70s around Sussex County with the rain. Eastern Shore, I think you've already topped out in the low 70s, and then 60s and 70s from Salisbury to Ocean City and Chincoteague. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. It's a washout today, 69, but then 77 Wednesday with a few showers, and then 80s Thursday into the weekend with hit and miss showers and storms. It looks warmest Friday through Sunday. Not a complete washout this weekend. In fact, a little drier by Sunday.
Thank you, Bob. And coming up tonight on DSN at 8, we have high school softball when Mardella travels to Delmar. And on the DSN Plus app, you're going to get that softball game plus these exclusives. At 4:15, Delaware High School baseball when Sussex Central hosts Caravel. The Indian River softball team will also host Caravel. And then we will have the Henlopen Conference baseball when Delmar visits Cesar Rodney. Coast TV will be right back. A proposed development called Gulfstream Glen Cove is going before the Sussex County Council today. Developers are asking for a zoning change and a conditional use that would allow them to build 46 condos in Ocean View. Developers want to change this area from an agricultural residential district to an MR medium density residential district. What that basically means is they want to change what they are able to do with the land. 2 months ago, went before the Planning and Zoning Commission, and we spoke to potential neighbors of this development, and here's what one man told us.
Yeah, I don't like to see it coming in. I have no control over it. It's not my property, but I do like to see them respect, or would like to see them respect, the people who live in the area already and have established themselves.
And we tried talking with the developers as well, but they said at this time they have no comment. And 80 years ago this week, a German submarine surrendered off the coast of Lewis, the first Axis surrender in U.S. waters. Our special story, Surrender at Sea, looks at how Delaware played a role in the final days of World War II. And you can catch that Wednesday during Coast TV News at 6. Coast TV will be right back. A new state symbol in Delaware is getting ready to take flight. Delaware plans to make the blue dasher the state dragonfly. It's one of the most common and widespread dragonflies in North America. Earlier this year, students were asked to make their case for which species deserve the honor through an essay and art contest. Delaware lawmakers plan to introduce legislation in the coming weeks to officially make the blue dasher the state butterfly. And graduation time is here, and Salisbury University will celebrate its 100th spring commencement with some significant firsts. All 207 graduating students will be hooded on stage, which has not been done before. SU alumni Aaron Deal, a Maryland Teacher of the Year, and current Washington head coach Dan Quinn will speak, and commencement takes place May 21st and 22nd.
We're seeing the raindrops flying in Laurel right now. You can see them flying by, some water on the lens, 68 degrees. The rainy pattern continues today and for the next few days, with a decrease in coverage of showers later in the week, but warm and muggy conditions will persist. Call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone for more on your forecast. Sponsored by Brockstead Mandalis Federico. Your 10-day forecast is next. I'm guessing the ducks are enjoying this weather with all that rain into the afternoon hours. Watch for ponding on the roads. Maybe some local flooding as that rain gets heavy this evening. Maybe some thunderstorms too. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Upper 70s showers continue Wednesday. On and off showers and storms through the end of the week into Saturday. Temperatures in the 80s, but it's going to be muggy. We dried out Sunday through Tuesday, and then it looks like another rain chance by Wednesday and Thursday.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Midday. For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app. And don't forget to join us for Coast TV News at 5 later this afternoon. Have a great day.